Hello, 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 you guys. Oh, I have another guest for you. I got another beautiful Black business owner, and this one is our cover story for the month of February. So make sure you subscribe. So between now and February the 15th, so you can get your cover of your magazine with Alicia Hurtt on the cover. So let me explain to you. We are honored to have Alicia Hurtt with us today. She's the founder of I See My Baby Inc. And she's joining us for a very inspiring conversation. Alicia's journey from overcoming fertility to leading a nonprofit organization dedicated to holistic wellness is a testament to our strength, our faith, and our purpose. She's redefined maternal health by creating a safe space, a safe, affirming space. Let me just make sure I'm clear with that for women, particularly women of color, to heal, to thrive, and to embrace their motherhood journey. Let's dive into her story and learn how she's making a difference in the lives of Black women all over the world. Hello, Alicia.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you? Now, are you coming to us? I got a question for you. Are you coming to us from your new medical facility?
I am at the Women's Wellness Center in Bainbridge.
Yes. So Alicia is not only the owner of or the founder of I See My Baby. Tell them about your new wellness center. Tell them when you opened it and tell them a little bit about what it is that you do there.
Absolutely. So I am definitely shaking things up down here in Bainbridge and being the solution. So I'm in Bainbridge, Georgia. We just moved down here literally April 2023. And I said, there's a need here. Why do I need to go all the way back to Maryland if there's a need where I reside? I did the research, reached out to the community, even had a meeting with the mayor, like what is needed here in Bainbridge. And I See My Baby literally fit. So I said, God knew, because I sure didn't, that there was a need. And we opened our doors towards the ending of December, and we had our ribbon cutting January the 15th. It's so exciting.
I'm so excited for you. Tell them some of the service that you guys offer in your wellness center. And this is important, Black women, because you all know our maternal mortality rate with Black women in our community. So what Alicia and what her wellness center is offering is something that is very important for mothers.
Absolutely. So we have trained doulas here, myself and also Tiffany Austin. And so we are supporting women throughout their pregnancy. We also provide wraparound services for infertility. So we have something called yoni steaming, or if you're here in the South, they say yoni steaming, where it helps you with infertility. It also helps you with carnal hygiene, feminine related issues such as fibroids and things of that sort. Helps to help your balance, that pH balance and things. And also helps you spiritually, because if you've gone through something traumatic, we hold everything in our womb. And so that yoni steaming, it is so impactful. So we actually have 2 rooms dedicated to the steaming. We have a nice seminar space where all the magic is happening, where you get your knowledge, you get everything that you so desire, because as you all know, or if you don't know, we've written over 40 books that are resources to women. So we not only help you navigate pregnancy and birth an actual baby, but we help you birth your spiritual baby. So there's a lot happening in that seminar space. We also do yoga, and once a month we do West African dance, and that helps you to ground yourself, to become one. It's very spiritual. It's so much that we do here, Cammie.
Listen, ladies, that's why it was important that I had her tell you guys this is the next step. Yes, she has the nonprofit I See My Baby Inc., but this was the next phase of what Alicia is offering and what her nonprofit has brought to manifestation, what she's doing in the community. And what she's doing is super important because you guys, you know how bad or how high that maternal mortality rate is for the African American or the Black woman here in America. So kudos to you, Alicia, for just thinking about it and getting it done here in Bainbridge, Georgia. Okay. So those of you that are in the Atlanta area, go on and find your way to Bainbridge.
That's right. Come on.
Yep. Go visit Alicia.
Yes, yes. And one thing I want to add is that I went a step further, and I thank God for divine connections. I've partnered with an organization that specializes with domestic violence. And so, if there are cases that really are in crisis and critical, we can refer them right then and there. They have an office here at the center. And then in the back part of the center, we've aligned with an organization that helps women that you're pregnant, but it may be out of rape, incest, some type of traumatic event, or you're just young and you just don't know what to do. And before you think through abortion or anything of that sort, they wrap their arms around you. And so with all three of us together, we are truly creating a safe haven for women.
That is a safe haven for pregnant women. I love that, Alicia. So whatever your circumstance, whatever your situation that you may be going through, go reach out to Alicia Hurtt down in Bainbridge, Georgia. Stop by her wellness center and seek assistance and seek help. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it, Alicia. My first question to you is, what inspired the name I See My Baby Inc., and how does it reflect your mission?
Yes. So when I went through my personal journey trying to overcome infertility, I had to use three tools. I had to envision what I wanted, I had to manifest what I wanted, and I had to believe what I wanted. And in that, that's how the phrase "I see my baby," because it's like, no, I have to see it. Even though I physically cannot see my baby, I don't have a baby in my womb, it's just not happening. I have to believe it. I have to manifest it. I have to envision it. And so it was fitting and right that the name is I See My Baby. And it's so funny because every time someone hears it, they're like, what is that? What is it about? I'm like, I'll tell you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how has your personal experience with infertility actually shaped the programs and resources offered through your nonprofit?
Yeah. So even though I had family around me, I'm of a Caribbean background, so we all like tight knit. And every time I would have a negative pregnancy test or going through the infertility, it's like, okay, the baby did just stop growing. You know, we have to do an elective D&C, what have you. I felt broken. I kept sinking lower and lower and lower. And even though they were around me physically, I still felt alone because I felt like they didn't understand it. You know, my sister, she was able to have kids. I have family members that are able to have kids, and I couldn't. And so that is why I've structured the organization as such that women do not feel judged. They don't feel, you know, like no one can get where they're coming from. That we identify with you, and we are here to wrap our arms around you and support you in whatever your journey looks like.
Okay, now what strategies have you implemented to address the unique challenges that Black women face in maternal health and wellness?
Advocacy training is one. We've had 2 sessions thus far, and I've brought in experts that are in the field for the state. So they give their perspective. Then I give mine as a mom and advocating for myself and also as a doula. And we have more. It's a series. So that's one thing that we've done. We have ongoing. I'm a Christian, and so I really believe in devotional time, and I believe that that really helps when you're going through such a sensitive and fragile state of mind that you will be in with infertility. So we have devotional time that we do every other week, and we bring folks in. We also extend it to our virtual family. We're not going to forget about them. And like I said, the yoni steaming as well, because there are so many different benefits to it. Those are just a few to add. And we do have a caseload here with our mental health practitioners. So if you're like, okay, Alicia, I hear all the other stuff, but I need to get my mind right, we have 2 licensed professionals to help with that as well.
So what role, you say that you have spiritual practices, what role does faith play in the day-to-day operations of I See My Baby, and how does that guide your decision making as a leader?
Well, it is mandatory in our handbook that we start every day with devotion. My mama, we always light candles. So we light our candle, we light our incense, get the vibes going, right? That's mandatory. We set the atmosphere because anyone that comes in here, they're coming in broken in some shape, some form, some fashion. And I want them to feel the love, feel the peace and the serenity when they come in. So that is one thing. We stand, our foundation is on prayer, right? And then when they come in and we do their yoni steaming, we ask, what is your intention? What is going on with you? If they don't know, we have a Bible in the room. We have books and resources. We also have a book of affirmation and prayers because we want to be intentional in everything that we do. So that's just a little bit of what we do to build the culture here and help people feel comfortable in that peace and serene. And it's really funny because when people come through the door, they don't know what we do before they come. They come in and they say, I just feel that peace. I say, well, thank you, Lord, because that was what we wanted.
Yes, yes. Now, can you share with us a success story or a moment with a client that reinforced the importance of the work that you do?
Absolutely. So actually this weekend we had a young lady come in and she was more free than others because this is new. It's a new concept here. But after she had it, she said, I feel so refreshed. And you could tell how she opened up to us. I was like, she doesn't even realize it already started to transform her. And she was just open. She was using 4-letter words, but you could just tell she was just excited, right? And that was just her way of opening up. And so when she left, I had explained to the team, I said, I want y'all to realize how when she came in, we did her intake process. After she steamed, how different she was. I said, and everyone reacts differently. Everyone, it may take a day or so to see it, but hers was instant. That means that she was open, she was receptive, she had her intention, and she was ready for that enlightening, that awakening to happen.
Yes. Oh my God. Girl, you just gave me chills listening to that. Listen. Now, in a field that's often dominated by traditional medical practices, how do you advocate for the importance of holistic methods in maternal and women's wellness?
Using this mouthpiece right here. That's one. I have gone into the community. I've met with people from the hospital, from the local OBGYN, just explaining the practices and letting them know that I am not here to harm or take away from anything they're doing. I am a value add. I am here to sit alongside their patients and just give them more information, more insight. I know you have a major caseload. And so now I can do the one-on-one, and we can work together as the medical team.
Okay. Now, what lessons have you learned from balancing the roles of mother, entrepreneur, nonprofit leader? And how do you pass these lessons on to other women or to your girls? Because you have girls.
Absolutely. So dear to my heart is my kids. So I'm going to start with that. So my oldest, she did not adjust like we would like in the school system. And so we have recently pulled her out and she's doing homeschooling and she really wants to be an intern here. And so I said, all right, well, once your schoolwork is finished or before, because we get here early, you can help set up and you can learn. She's learned so much. The few months that she has been here working with us, you can tell her compassion, talking to individuals, like it has really shifted her mindset. Some of her questions, I'm like, whoa, this is above and beyond a 9-year-old. My 6-year-old is so funny. She has gone to school explaining to the kids what yoni steaming is. And I'm like, oh my God.
Girl. Oh my God, Alicia.
I'm like, if the teacher calls me, fine, it is what it is.
Well, at least they got an education and they can go home and explain it to their parents and maybe, their mothers will come and be clients. Okay.
Yes. And for me personally, I look back at my journey and I'm like, man, ignorance is bliss. Like I didn't know all of that. I had to take a certification. I had to go through this, by myself, so to speak, even though the information is out there, but it's like, how do you don't know what to search. You don't know. So now when we do our marketing and things, I'm like, no, we have to get out to everybody. If anybody search any keywords, IVF, we even talking about it today, like we have to get out and reach any and everybody because there's so much information out there, but all of it's not right. So some of my clients will come to me with myths and things, and I'm like, yeah, we pride ourselves on getting the correct information out. And if we don't know, we're going to find out.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. You talk a lot about your story. So what role has story played in your services? Not just your story, but the stories of other women who have actually gone through some times or some difficulties with getting pregnant.
That actually is our icebreaker, and it breaks down that wall because when women come in, even though we set the atmosphere, they still have some walls, right? They still have they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna just trust you right away. And so I'm good at it. Like you give me a second to talk to you and we're gonna talk all day. I had stories for days, right? And so opening up about my story and then past clients and things of that sort, instances that will resonate with them. Oh, storytelling is the pathway. That's how you start it, you know. So people understand it's not just textbook, because you see all these things behind me, all these certificates. So it's not just the certifications. It's no, I've lived it, I've seen it, I've gone through it, I've helped other people with it. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty of why you're here today.
Okay. Now, on a personal level, what strategies do you use to overcome any self-doubt and stay focused on your vision for I See My Baby?
A couple things. I'm in church 3 days a week. Let's start there. I need to be close to God because Alicia's something else, right? Okay. And I do lack faith. Like in my book, I talk about it. Like I was angry with God. I was like, he's not listening to me. I did everything I was supposed to do. At least I thought, right? And then I also lean heavily on my husband. I talk about it freely that my mom passed. She was my best friend. And she opened the door, right? And so now it's like, all right, honey, it's you. And so when I don't feel good, he's just like, here we go. I'm like, I need you. I need you to cover me. I need you to cover me. So
but you know what? That's a blessing that you have a partner that's there to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it really is.
It is.
Now, what other partnerships or collaborations have been most beneficial for growing your organization? And what have you learned from these experiences?
Definitely my board. It's very diverse. We have people from all types of business, sides of the business, nonprofit, for-profit, from different nationalities. So they have all different kind of perspectives. So that has definitely helped us to stretch and to grow. Also, I would say my relationship building here in Bainbridge, because even though the organization had already existed, we have these things in place. It doesn't matter if it doesn't suit or fit the community that it's in. So building those relationships, really hearing and understanding what is the critical need. Because I may say, oh, everybody needs this class, when it's like, that's not true. That's not the need right now. So you got to learn how to pivot and to adjust yourself.
Love it. Now, how do you measure the success and the impact your programs have on the women and the families that you serve?
So we do have matrix that we go by. We have our strategic plan for the year where we say we want to help a certain amount of women in this category, a certain amount of women in that. But also testimonials are critical, documenting it. So we have our active caseload, and then we also meet all of our department heads once a month to kind of talk through our cases and to really talk through the progress. Because as we get bigger, and I don't know if you know this, but this is our flagship, meaning that we're going to have one of these in wherever the need is.
See, now you answered my next question. You know,
sorry.
Okay, no, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to ask it again anyway, because it's just for the purpose. But I'm going to ask you this one first. Now, how do you ensure that your organization's work creates a ripple effect of empowerment, not just for the women you serve, but for future generations as well?
Absolutely. So I was talking to our office manager, Tamika, and I said, the women in this community going to have another kind of pep in their step. I said, no, it's like that. Or in our church, you're going to see them, and pastor going to be like, what's going on? What y'all doing at that center? And we're going to say, nothing power. We're empowered. And you just going to see, and you walk in the grocery store, and you're going to say, yep, that's I see my baby right there.
These women gonna be walking around with smiles, looking like they of peace, with a huge smile on their face. And everybody in Bainbridge is gonna be looking at them talking, yeah, they just left I See My Baby.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what advice would you give to Black women entrepreneurs looking to turn their personal pain into a purpose-driven business?
Always look at the brighter side, look at the positive, look at things not just from the lens of this is what I'm going through right now, but say, Lord, I know you're in it. I know you're in it. May not see you right now, and just continue on. Just like that horse going down in that, when they trotting, they going, right? And they got the little blindfolds on. So you ain't seeing nothing else, but where you going? Just go. Just keep going. It's going to be hard, because even though we've opened the center, we still have obstacles to overcome, but just keep focusing. Keep focusing in and keep talking to God, because I need reassurance. Sunday, one of my sisters said, well, how you feeling? Well, I'm here. She said, well, you ain't got to be strong. You ain't got to be by yourself. And I said, well, I thank you so much for that, because we always think We just got to go it alone. And I
Yeah.
said, please add me to your prayer list. I pray for you all the time. I needed that. And I just keep going. And you just keep going.
Love it. Love it. Now, what is your long-term vision for the systematic changes you'd like to see in maternal health care, particularly with women of color?
Absolutely. The confidence of women that go through childbirth, right? Being able to ask those hard questions, being able to state, I do not want my baby's cord cut until it is clear, right? Being able to say that, to say why. My pain level is this. This is what I would like. I know that I can get blah, 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 blah. So being able to articulate very well and clearly what they want, what they do not want. I'm also having a support system alongside them. It may not always be the man. It may be the mother. It may be the sister. It may be the cousin or just the doula, but having that support system right by their side, because we got to understand the medical professions, they have big caseloads. So you need a designated person, and we educate the support system here at the center to help them understand what to do and what not to do. One story that I like sharing is that my sister was at one of my births and she put the rag on my forehead and I snatched that thing off and threw it across the room. Well, if we'd had a discussion before, then she would have known, don't put no rag on me while I'm going through this pain, right? Be able to show up for me how I need you to show up.
Yeah,
so just being reassured and being confident through these moments, especially during childbirth. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You brought up some real memories there. My entire family was there for my childbirth. And my father thought it would be cool to tickle my feet while I was having a contraction. Girl, do you know I said some words to my daddy that I had never said before in my life. And my grandmama looked at him and he said, she saw him, she said, you shouldn't have done that.
That's right. That's right.
My grandmama stood and she said, you shouldn't have done that. That you were wrong. And what she said was a byproduct of what you did.
That's right.
Yeah. So what's in the future for I See My Baby? Now you can answer it.
Absolutely. So we're going to get it right here in Bainbridge. We're going to get it right. We're going to build our systems up. We're going to increase the awareness, the advocacy, and then we are going to strategically find the next location. And we're going to build it the same way, fit the needs of the actual place that we're going to put it, so we can, pivot, because we have so many different programs within the organization. We can pivot, and then we're going to do it in the next city. So if you all have anywhere that you're like, Alicia, we really need a wellness center here, reach out to us and we can add it to our list.
Okay. Now, what legacy do you hope I See My Baby Inc. will leave in the realm of women's wellness and maternal health?
Well, like I said, during my grand opening, I want to reach that young woman or that young man that does not feel like, because of their circumstance, that they can circumvent, that they can advance, right? I want them to understand that I can do anything that I put my mind to, period. God brought me here for a purpose and I can fulfill it. Also, that professionals understand that Black women, we do have pain. We do go through things, right? Listen to us, and that we're not trying to abuse any drugs or what have you, for the most part, right?
I think that is just a common stereotype and misconception that is often taught in relation to things that just aren't true.
Right. Yeah. And listen to us. Listen to us. We are here specifically in Bainbridge, helping the women understand how to articulate. It's not about yelling, screaming, using those words. It's about articulating and communicating exactly how you would like to be cared for.
I love it. Alicia, I'm going to drop off the screen, and what I'd love for you to do is to tell people how they can reach you. Tell them your social media, your website, and all of that, and how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Again, thank you guys for your time. My name is Alicia Hurtt. I am here at the Women's Wellness Center in Bainbridge, Georgia, 310 South Scott Street, Bainbridge, Georgia, 39819. Our telephone number is 229-939-3240. Our website is ISeeMyBaby.org. You can also email us at info@ISeeMyBaby. We are on all social media platforms. That includes Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads, and also YouTube. Just reach out to us. We will get in touch with you within 24 hours. We love you. And remember, you are not alone.
Thank you so much, Alicia, just for coming on. Thank you for allowing me to utilize you as our cover story for the month of February, for sharing your story as a Black-owned, women's-owned business here in Georgia, and for all of the things that you are actually doing in our community. Y'all are going to see Alicia twice in our magazine. Yes, we're highlighting her as a featured businesswoman, but you're going to see her in a couple of months as also one of our community heroes. So Alicia is the business. She got books and everything out. As you see, her website is going across the bottom of our screen. Make sure those of you that are in the South Georgia area, go ahead and make that trip over to Bainbridge, even if it's going just to say hello, just to get a consultation, just to get a yoni steaming for the day. Just to sit and see what the services are about. Please go support Alicia. Those of you in Atlanta, take that drive down to Bainbridge just to say hey to Alicia as well and tell you saw her on the Dear Black Woman platform, okay? And she's going to be like, oh, good, thank you.
That's right.
So you all, please, and I cannot reiterate this enough. Vaginal health is very important, and it's important also when you're thinking about having children to, make sure that you're taking care of your body prior to you getting pregnant and also while you're getting pregnant. And you can go and get that information and those services from Alicia down at the Women's Wellness Center in Bainbridge. So Alicia, again, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
I love you too. Listen, so you guys, I want to say thank you for joining us for another insightful conversation with another beautiful Black businesswoman. Today was Alicia Hurtt of I See My Baby Inc. Her unwavering commitment to holistic wellness and to advocacy for women's health is truly inspiring. To learn more about Alicia's work and the impact of her nonprofit, visit her website that's going across the bottom of the screen or connect with her on social media. But until next time, remember, stay inspired, stay empowered, and remember that your purpose can create lasting change. See you later, you guys.